Hey music junkies, Professor of Rock here with another edition of Pop Fix, where we talk about the greatest songs and the greatest artists of all time. Before we start, do us a favor, please subscribe below to help us build this community. And we also have a Patreon. Help us out there if you can, because it allows us to do more interviews, to create more content, to keep this music alive in people's minds. Now I want to introduce you to a new segment that I'm going to be doing from time to time. I call it Number One in Our Hearts, where I'm going to talk about a song that was so unbelievably great that it absolutely should have been number one on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. But for some reason, be it radio play or a lack of marketing or label support or just sheer stupidity or any number of reasons, the song came up a little bit short. But in our hearts, it's number one with a bullet. So which song should I start with? Well, it just so happens that I have the perfect song to begin with. I was listening to this particular song just the other day, and I don't think that it's hyperbole to say that over a period of at least a few minutes, it may be one of the most electrifying vocal performances ever put to tape. I can still remember the first time that I ever heard Into the Night by Benny Mardones. His voice was life-changing. I mean, it kick-started my heart in a way that very few songs have over the course of my lifetime, which is probably why it's one of the most played songs in radio history and why it's one of only a few songs in the rock era that was a hit two separate times. It hit number 11 in 1980, and then it hit number 20 almost 10 years later. Now, the only other artists to achieve that were the Righteous Brothers with Unchained Melody, Chubby Checker with The Twist, Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody, Breaking Up It's Hard to Do, Neil Sedaka, Benny King with Stand By Me, The Four Seasons with December 1963, Oh What a Night, and The Contours with Do You Love Me. Now, many of the songs that I just mentioned were hits again because they were a big part of a blockbuster movie that came out. But Into the Night was a hit again because one DJ did a Where Are They Now segment on Benny, and once he played that song, it lit up the switchboards and radio stations across the nation added it to its playlist. Benny's performance of Into the Night is living proof of how passion, angst, hunger, and suffering can motivate the human voice to do things that seem truly impossible. I mean, for me and many others, Benny's ferocious, heart-wrenching, towering emotional vocal, it was like a gut punch to the soul. Like I said, to my ears, it's one of the single greatest vocal performances ever put to vinyl. And it's that last 60 seconds that does it, where Benny is like full tilt boogie, pedal to the metal, all in, tooth and nail, balls to the wall, full force, flat out, inhuman. I mean, he sounds like a wounded animal. It's truly mind-blowing. I mean, seriously, go below in the description, click on the song, and tell me that I'm wrong. I had a chance to interview Benny about this song, and it was one of my favorite conversations. I mean, he's such a humble man. He's a fighter. He's a survivor. Many of you know this, but he was diagnosed with Parkinson's back in 2000, and he continues to give it his all. And I'm so grateful that I was able to tell him what we all feel about him and his incredible music.
One day you wake up and you realize that the end is closer than the beginning, and you take stock of your life, and you wonder if you made a difference. You wonder if you made a difference with some people in the world. And I like to think that I made a difference with Into the Night.
Benny, I can tell you right now, you definitely made a difference. That's why we're sitting here, because just an incredible, incredible song. Truly, I think one of the greatest vocals ever put down to vinyl. And that's why it's so important to capture this with you, because we need to show this to the coming generation and the generation after that. It needs to live on, this song.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Now, if you don't know Benny's story, you need to. First of all, the song has been very misunderstood because of the opening lyric. I'll give you a hint. It doesn't mean when you think it does. Very shortly, we're going to be releasing a full mini documentary on the story of this song straight from him. Benny Mardones has been an inspiration of true redemption, not only in the songs, but in his life. Maybe the reason that he didn't have more hits is because he shined so brilliantly on Into the Night. His star burned so brightly. How could any mortal follow that up? He gave us something that we may never see again. It was a perfect pop song to showcase a voice that shook the universe, even if for 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Benny Mardones, we salute you, my friend. Your song is #1 in our hearts. Keep up the brave fight against Parkinson's. And I also want to invite everyone who sees this video to click on the link below and celebrate this great song by supporting Benny in his fight. Go to the link below to his site. It'll take you to his site and purchase some merch. That'll really help. Or if you can't do that, click on the Spotify link to listen to this great song and more. Please do us a favor. Leave us a comment on your thoughts on Benny and this tremendous song. What other songs should we feature on this? Tell us about that. Let's discuss it. And please subscribe. Help us keep the music alive. Until next time, 3 chords and the truth, my friends.